by court in a majority decision of 5-2, Lovelace Johnson JSC and Amadou Tanko JSC dissenting on the issue of jurisdiction, the plaintiff's action succeeds. The full reasons and orders of the court shall be filed with the registrar by close of day tomorrow, 13th November 2024. This is the judgment of the court.
Most grateful.
What didn't you understand?
All right, so the Supreme Court of the land, by 5-2 decision, release a speaker declaration, say oyi ekofo 9 or declare most seats vacant, no, unconstitutional. Now, with these 4 seats, Miesa the NPP and 1 the NDC. The second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Andrew Esiama, call Parliament as an independent member of Parliament. And now, Yenya Kweku Asante, Suhu member of Parliament, and of course, Cynthia Morrison. Omuina so call as independent quantum crow. And now, Peter Kwachiaka also call as an independent parliamentary candidate. Speaker of Parliament, Abasumana Babin, Ejina Tumiso Article 97.1, and then Nasifo anybody na Ediclo Musit no vacant. Sisia Supreme Court, Asama Eban say Supreme Court overturning that particular declaration, making their seats not vacant. And so for that matter, after your marking and the NPP continues to be the majority in Parliament. This is what is happening. Menoka say there's jubilation all over Parliament, and of course, we share the way almost jubilate to Honoma. They are answering questions of money Ghana for so it tells you that this is what is happening. Supreme Court by 5-2 ruling, panel na mote judges mote assembly so mudi no moye mako and so no emu 5 say there be asema Abasumana Babin eka ye declare the seat vacant no enye ne kwaso no ko tie ne ekoso we will come back na fe so
it leaves no room for any argument whatsoever, and the majority decision, very big majority, clear majority, 5-2. It's not as if it was a narrow majority, 3-4 or 4-3, that anyone can say, well, there's some room for kind of review anything at all. But the point I'm making is that whenever the court speaks, it's such a clear and emphatic order. That's non-negotiable. It's something that we must all respect. I have heard some statements by certain political actors to the effect that the case ought to be withdrawn and that there ought to be negotiation and all that. I'm quite surprised because indeed, firstly, I did not hear such expression of a willingness to negotiate a law or maybe such instruction. It's necessary, or it was necessary, that the Supreme Court came to this clear conclusion and determination of the matter. The meaning of Article 97, Clause 1, paragraphs J and H. And I think we must all respect it.
What do you expect to happen in Parliament?
That was expected.
That was expected?
Oh, really?
How?
That was expected because in recent times the Supreme Court has become so predictable.
Wow.
Betting we neck the only thing they are changing is you see now among for from unanimous FC.
Yeah.
And now you see they just try to balance it just to make it look like. But you see, ordinary ruling from the highest pinnacle of judicial power bar, and people respect it.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that is missing. That respect is not there. Because I'm telling you, sitting at the bench and dispensing justice is just a smaller part of it. Getting people to believe and trust in the justice delivery system, that is the whole package. You understand? So working one part and not working one part. That is why I'm very much concerned about the many concerns being raised by Ghanaians.
Where else would you address legal issues but in the court of law? Where else would you have such a definitive pronouncement on the so-called serious legal issues that the Speaker himself recognized in his press statement, done by the Supreme Court of Ghana? So as for the Speaker of Parliament, indeed, is law-abiding. I've known him for a very long time to comply.
Say as an Attorney General that there's a need for a constitutional review.
What does it relate to this? The American Constitution itself, very thin, as we all know. Yet, the Speaker, that Constitution has survived over 200 years. I think that, of course, there are certain provisions in the Constitution that I think that ought to be amended, and I've expressed my views on it.
Given that the court has spoken in such a...
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as I said, it's an emphatic determination by the court on the matter, and the Speaker of Parliament has no option but to comply. I mean, I think that we must stop giving with one hand and taking with the other.
This is the highest judicial power. That's Obia, our partisan ties in the past. Our core MP, our fairly, our whole central. Not such a critical case. What contaminated number 10? Common sense will tell you, say, it will not augur well with you and the people. Because you know why? Chief Justice by and say, oh, this is a constitutional matter. Constitutional matter brought forth by political actors.
And I'm saying that in these principles that we contended with in this matter are old principles. There's nothing new. And for those who are saying the court is acting a certain way and all that, the same people were those who were rejoicing when the Court of Appeal gave a decision acquitting their leader. Their leader was acquitted by the Court of Appeal. They were happy with it. And to date, he's able to make all those arguments in Parliament because he has been acquitted.
No, yes, we are educating ourselves. You know, I want that we are educating us. We are not fighting. We are educating ourselves. So I want to know from you. No. Go on. We need to get. So what is it? I want to know. That's what. That is so. I mean, I just wanted clarity on this matter. The NPP majority caucus took to ensure that we do right to the law. Nothing more except to say that we expect our colleagues on the other side, including Mr. Speaker, to respect the outcome of this case so that we move. So this is another feat we have achieved, and we must celebrate it. It's not a matter of NPP against NDC. It's a matter of constitutional, interpretation, and the court has given its verdict. We should all respect it and move on. Thank you very much. I think on the
you expect the Speaker to reform Parliament.
work for him.
Please.
What to do.
The interesting thing about this matter is that as far back as 1968, after the first Republican Constitution, we decided as a nation, which can be seen by the proposals of the Constituent Assembly, the people of Ghana rejected the second suggestion and said that the judiciary should not give advisory opinions, but the judiciary is the body that should interpret the Constitution. The second thing that is important in that entire the 1968 proposals was that they decided that Parliament will not be supreme, and the Constitution tells us that the supreme law of Ghana is the Constitution. Everybody else is under the Constitution. Nobody is above anybody. Everybody has a role. And so the fact that the Supreme Court interprets the Constitution does not mean that they are above anybody. In fact, there are judges sitting on the bench. One of them is my classmate. My juniors are on the bench. Just keep quiet and follow the law, hoping that if we don't agree, another opportunity will come that we'll be able to express ourselves. So what has happened today, we have not seen the reasons. We are happy because we came to court because we believed that the right thing was that the people had not by their action vacated their seats. So what has happened to them, we are happy about it. Tomorrow, the reasons will come out.